All right, this question says a weightlifter bench presses 200 pounds, a distance of 1.2 meters, 22 times. How much work does he do? So they are lifting a weight that is 200 pounds, and they lifted a total distance of 1.2 meters. Now they do that 22 times. So whatever we determine is the work for one time, we have to multiply it by 22 because that's how many times they're doing. Now the question says, how much work does he do? Now, when we're talking about work, we have to realize that what we have here is vertical work. And remember, vertical work is equal to potential energy due to gravity, which is equal to mgh. So even though it says determine the work, we can actually solve for the potential energy that's gained, and we can do it that way. Now, remember when we did the work equation, work is force times distance, and force is mass and gravity, so it ends up being the same thing, but conservation of energy. So we are given a mass, and the mass that we are given is 200 pounds. Now we do realize that that's not going to fly because that's not a standard unit. So we need to convert that mass into the standard unit. And there are 2.2 pounds in 1 kilogram. If you didn't know it, you could look it up. And then you can say 200 divided by 2.2 gives us a mass of 90 kilograms. So now, once you take a look at that, you know also gravity. We're going to assume that this weightlifter is on Earth because that's where all the weightlifters we know are. And the height is 1.2 meters. So what we can say is we can say that the potential energy of gravity is equal to 90, well that's actually 90.9, times 9.8 times 1.2. So when we enter that in the calculator, 90.9 times 9.8 times 1.2, we get 106.9 joules. Now remember, that's not our final answer. Okay, what we did is we basically lifted this weight one time with 106.9 joules of energy. However, 22. Because of that, you've got to multiply this value by 22 to realize that it's actually 2,351.8 joules. So just to put that in perspective, people often want to compare weightlifting to cardiovascular exercise like jogging to see how much energy they burn. Remember, if we're going to convert this to some form of energy that we're used to, we can actually convert it into into calories by saying that there are 4,184 joules in a dietary calorie, which is a kilocalorie. So if we were to do that, we'd say, okay, divided by 4,184, it turns out that whenever you lift 200 pounds, the length of your arm, 22 times, you burn about almost 1 calorie. Not quite. Not half a calorie. Now, granted, there's also going to be some other things. The muscle's going to contract. You're actually going to use more energy than that because your body's not 100% efficient, but 0.56 calories to do weightlifting.